Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am doing another piece for the Addicts Alliance. But before I get all into that arty goodness, I have a really important announcement, so please just take a moment to listen. Those of you who follow our collective know that we have 15 permanent members, and one of those members' name is Dory Stories. I have all the members listed down below, but please go check out Dory's channel. Dory is such a lovely person and she's so talented. Lately, Dory has been having some serious health problems, along with some seriously bad luck. Because of these health problems, she has to get quite a large surgery, but at the same time she's been laid off from her job, which means she has absolutely no insurance to cover that surgery. She needs quite a substantial amount of money to cover this surgery, and we thought we'd try and help. So everybody in our collective has donated pieces to a massive art raffle that we are holding in aid of this surgery. I myself have donated 2 original pieces and a bundle of prints, and everyone else has donated something too. If you want to take part in this raffle, all you have to do is go over to our Facebook page. We have links and videos to all the prizes and the GoFundMe where you can pay for your ticket. There is also an option to buy original pieces for a fraction of what we would normally sell them for, in case you just really want something. But it is a first come first served basis. Normal raffle tickets are about $5, but remember, if you see an original piece that you really like, you can just buy it. If you can't afford a raffle ticket, just sharing would be amazing help. Dory is such a lovely person and we really want to help her out. So please, anything you can do to help would be seriously appreciated. And now that the important bit is done, let's go straight into the Art Addicts Alliance piece. If you don't know what the Art Addicts Alliance is, it's a group of lovely, amazing artists here on YouTube, and we've all come together to do themes that you guys get to pick every month. We have a Facebook page, it's linked down below. Please go check it out. The poll for next month's theme is up already, so please go across and vote for whatever one you would like to see us do next month. I have chosen one of the themes for next month's theme. I'm not going to tell you what one it is, just so you can't vote because you know it's my one. I want it to be a fair vote, so please go across and vote for whatever theme you want to see us do next month. And of course, you guys can draw along with us. I'd love to see your videos. Yeah, just tell us, we'll all check out your videos. So please, if you want to do the themes with us, you're more than welcome. But yeah, for this month, the theme was One with Nature, and I was so excited to do this theme. For some reason, when I think of One with Nature, I think of like people coming out of plants and stuff, and that was so difficult to get out of my head when I started this theme. For some reason, I always jump into a girl with stuff growing over, you know. Maybe that's just because I've seen it so much online, but I told myself, I sat down to sketch out ideas and I was like, no, you can't do that this time. So I completely wouldn't let myself draw a girl. I knew from the start, I was like, I'm going to draw a man. It is what you're most uncomfortable with, so you're going to draw a man. So that's what I done. And so I sat down, I began sketching, and I came up with this piece. I was really happy with the sketch. I have some thoughts about the finished piece. I'll let you know in due time. With the idea and just the placement and stuff like that, I was really happy with it. When I start drawing the man, I have this thing, okay? I love men with beards. So strange, but not just drawing them in general. I like beards, they're cool. So I wanted to draw a man with a big fuzzy beard, and for some reason when I do draw men, even though they're not in my comfort zone, they're always burly men with like, you know, a beard and kind of hipster glasses and stuff like that. So I know this guy doesn't have hipster glasses. I purposely kind of left them out just so he wasn't as hipster as what I usually do, but again, he is sitting in a meadow and stuff. So I really enjoyed doing this piece. It was great fun to sit down, and I worked my ass off for this piece. A lot of thought went into it, a lot of work. You can see kind of working through this. It is quite choppy. That's because my camera, it can only record, I'd say the battery lasts about an hour and a half before it dies, and it died a couple times on me, so it just shows how long I was working on this, and it was over a couple days, so yeah. But at the start in particular, you can see that I restarted a few times just because I felt like I was messing up a lot. And looking back on the video, I was like, why did you restart there? You know, I could have worked with it, but I wanted the lines for me to be happy with it, and they're not as neat as I want them to be. I'm thinking now I may go in and do it digitally again for a future video. That won't be for a while though, because I have other videos planned, but yeah, I think I'd get much cleaner lines and stuff from digital. I think as well, my watercolor paper at the moment is very textured, and it's difficult to get very clean lines on textured watercolor paper just because you're trying to draw over crevices and bumps and stuff, so you know your pen's gonna go with them and it's not going to be as straight as you want it to be, but that's fine. I mean, it's the watercolor paper I had, and I did waste a lot of it restarting all that time over again, so my own fault, but I got it done, so that's I'm okay with this. When I was done lining and stuff like that, and I had labored over this for a while, and I was kind of sitting there hemming and hawing about color and stuff like that, I decided what I done was I wanted wanted the background to be watercolor. I knew I didn't want the background to be as solid as the guy in front, and that was fine. So my one problem with this was I did not do an extensive color study before I went in. I did do testing of color, but I did not do extensive color studies, and that is a downfall. You should always do color studies if you know that this is a piece that you want finished, proper, and amazing, and you very happy with. Color studies and preliminary sketches are always a fantastic thing to start off with. I let myself down, and it was just because this piece was taking so long and I knew I had to have it done for today. I sold myself short. So he's not colored exactly the way I imagined it in my head, which is silly because in my head I imagined a man with dark hair and light pink flowers, and for some reason I didn't do that. And I think it was because my background was so dark, I didn't want the whole thing dark. Looking back at it, it would have worked anyway. I just kind of chickened out on myself because I hadn't tested it beforehand. So there you go, learn through my mistakes. All in all, I'm still kind of happy with the end result. Kind of happy. I'm still happy with the end result. Still like the picture a lot. Think I would try it a different way if I could do it again, you know? This is not me saying I hate it. This is just me being constructive and criticizing my own work. And if you guys have any input whatsoever, please feel free to share, because I really appreciate when you guys tell me constructively what I've done wrong. But I knew I wanted it to be a meadow, so, and also in the background, so a bit kind of blurry and stuff. So I done it softer with watercolor and pencil, and I didn't want any harsh lines. I wanted the only harsh lines to be in the foreground with the man and the flowers and the animals. So that was fine. Went in with the watercolor, and I at this point I was working at night and I had my studio lights set up around me, and I was using every socket in the house to light that picture. It was taking every socket, and I did not have my little handheld hairdryer thingy that I used to dry the piece, so it took forever to paint the background just because I couldn't dry each layer, and watercolor is very much about building up layers. So I was kind of, again, getting frustrated with it, but just because it was taking a lot longer than I had anticipated. My house is small, not a lot of sockets. I work in the kitchen as well because I don't have a proper set out space for myself, so there's 2 sockets in the kitchen, and we don't have an extension cord because it's plugged in somewhere else. Forgotten where I put it, so that's my problem. But anyway, after a while I ended up just plugging out one of the lights and using it anyway, and I think the lighting changes, I'm not sure, but either way, you're grand. What I done then, once I had done the background, and I was kind of happy with that, I had added in the trees in the background, and they are probably my they're probably my favorite part in this piece, which is strange because I love him and I love his pose and I love the little bunny rabbits in his arms, but I really like the trees in the background. I think it adds a lot to it, and I love the texture on the trees. So after I was done with the watercolor background, and I wanted him to be solid color, so after I was done all that, I went in and I started to color him. So I went in with marker, and that again was another kind of test run. I knew watercolor paper would soak up the ink well because it's watercolor paper, it's made to soak up color, and it did. It worked out pretty well, but I had never used marker properly, like by itself on watercolor paper. Sorry, the dog's walking around behind me. I go to bed. And once he was done with the marker, I was pretty okay with it. Again, I was very hesitant with the hair and stuff like that, but it turned out okay. He's just not listening to me, so footprints, foot noises behind me, I'm sorry. And then once I got it all colored in, I went in with pencil, done the textures on the trees, and I done the texture in his hair and stuff, made his hair a little bit darker, and I quite like how his hair turned out. It's not exactly the color I had planned on, but I like how this piece turned out. So yeah, overall I've really enjoyed this month's theme, and again, the poll for next month's theme is up on the Facebook page, so please head across and vote. Other than that, please go across, check out Dory's fundraiser. I also have all the artists for this month's Art Addicts Alliance down below. We also have a featured artist this month with us, and we will be having a featured artist every month. What a featured artist is an artist that is not part of the collective, but for this month they are. If that makes any sense. They're with us for 1 month, just so we can show you guys some fantastic artists that may not be in the collective. So yeah, this month's featured artist is Draw Art Labs. I'll also have her, or Draw Art Lab, I'll have her linked down below. Please check her out. And we also have a free giveaway this month of 1 art piece. Free giveaway this month is by ArtForFun. She's linked down below. Please go check out her video. And yeah, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!